there. Welcome back to another episode of Forensic Foreplay. I'm your host, Dee Dee, and tonight we are featuring a little bit more info on a wanted man by the name of Stephen Sumner out of Madison County, Indiana, wanted for child rape, child pornography, and a slew of many other charges. So he is a man on the run, was never given an ankle monitor, no bond at all. Seems like he's getting some favors. So we're going to bring on my co-host when he's ready. Actually, we've got a video. I've got a whole preview for y'all to watch before he comes on. So tonight's show is going to be interesting. Man on the run, Stephen Sumner.
Sí, señorita. I head down to Mexico to look for the Steve Sander.
Dude,
Sumner, whatever his name is.
So wrong.
Yeah. Do you like?
No, I just moved from Texas, and you would be lynched for that.
What? I'm just trying to stay out of the sun because I'm down in the Rio Grande looking for Steve.
No, you're not.
No, I know. I'm in Mars Hill where I usually am. So what do we got tonight? Enough of this messing around. This is serious business. What do you?
Well, we've got a dude on the run, and it seems like he's got a whole lot of people covering for him.
Yeah, and we have some recorded video from activist Nikki, who was definitely in the chat last week, lighting it up. So I reached out to her. So anybody that's in the chat wants to jump on there and ask questions, whatever, comments, it's great. It's wide open. So we're gonna get into it. We got some other clips tonight, so we're gonna do that. What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about?
There's been a whole lot of juice. Hey, Nikki's here.
Yeah,
hey,
so she's our star gal, and she's all over the case and our boots on the ground up in Anderson, Indiana.
Where's Adam?
And Adam is too. Adam he went over to the Tea Party and Sheriff Beeman was there and asked him a question about this deal. I think maybe that's a good one to start out with. You want to start out with that one, then we'll talk about it?
Sure.
Okay, let's roll it.
To talk about the case you've asked about, Mr. Sumner. That case has been turned over. What a lot of people's wanting things to happen fast, that just don't happen fast. Because there's a lot of background things that go into the investigation that require court orders to get certain information. And so you have to file it with the court, wait for the court to review it and sign it and send it back to you. Then you've got to serve it on whatever entity you're trying to get information from, whether it's credit, phone, things like that. That all takes time. Then they got to get that. Well, you can't force the phone company to do anything fast, so you're at their mercy when they get to your court order and produce those records and get them back to you. So it's just a matter of time before that all takes place. And then once that happens, then analysis is done of the information you have, interviews you've done, and try to make your location of the subject, and you go snag them up.
How confident are you that you're going to bring Sumners?
Oh, I'm fairly confident he's going to get caught. It's just it just may not be as fast as a lot of people want to have it.
So there you go. And that's courtesy of Catherine Callahan. And if you watched the Mouthwash show, she was our guest for that because she's running for coroner up there. So this whole mess.
Best of luck. I really do.
Oh yeah, you watch the show, and this thing's all sort of.
And having the job of the coroner, that is very difficult. So props to her. I wish her the best of luck. If I was there, I'd go for her.
And that was Adam Harvey with the question, and that was Sheriff Beeman, and he's actually a new sheriff. and he's not one of the good old boys network. He's one that they got in that replaced one of the good old boys.
He still he kind of gives me like Tobe Lesenby vibes. Oh, we'll just get him when we get him. It's okay.
He was a U.S. Marshal for 20 years, so all that. But
there's some people that don't think it's a huge deal that there's a child predator running on the loose, and those of us that think it is a huge deal and it should be brought to light that there's a child predator running on the loose. But there's some men that are like, oh, it's just no big deal. It kind of makes you wonder what makes them tick. Because
we try to include our viewers in here, and this is Becky. She says she's embarrassed to live up there. I mean, it seems like they keep popping up on there, but hey, Becky, hang in there. I think the good guys are starting to wake up, and I think that we're going to, get some stuff going on here. But man, we're going to talk about a few things tonight, that are deeper and farther back in this case that I think people will find quite. I don't know. It's just hard to watch some of this stuff. So let's talk about how the law enforcement. You think they're really how busy they are trying to find this guy? Do you think that there's a lot of?
And I get that in Madison County. Granted, I am not local. I am not. So forgive me. And there's a lot of other things going on. I absolutely understand. And a lot of the time, law enforcement is so pressed. There's not a lot of extra eyes, extra hands, and extra minds. But the man is gone.
He's in Mexico. I don't know where he is.
Well, if the cartels don't get him, the Javelina will. But you think that would be at least they would be pushing it out to the media. Like, hey, we need the public's hands and eyes on this. This is his stats. This is his height, his weight. This is what he looks like. These are his charges. We need the public's eyes. If you see this man, please call, blah, blah, blah. There's a poster that I did post, courtesy of my amazing husband. He made me this poster. You can at least do that because I can bet you that he is not in Indiana. We need everyone's eyes and their minds on this. Just keep a lookout. You don't really just,
and as long as we can get some more people to come forward, maybe we can get some other people, because as you'll see, we're going to talk about this. There's other victims and it's sad, but this goes deep. But I want to put this up here. This is, they got they got a fundraiser to get some money. I'm going to put that up on here and we can talk about it while we have it up. It's created by Lorraine White, and she's trying to raise some money. I don't know if it's updated. This was taken earlier today, but this is Give, Send, Go.
Actually increased in funds. When I looked earlier today, it was just barely over 200, and now it's at 410. But I think a lot of people may be weary that where is this money actually going to go? Because the economy is shit right now. Everybody's paying extra on extra with everything. So maybe if somebody could shed some light, I'm not privy to this type of fundraiser. I'm not familiar with the public having to raise money to catch a pedo felon. Do you think that would be law enforcement trying to catch the pedo felon, but now the public is raising money? How does that work, y'all? I'm from Texas, and I recently moved, so I'm not used to the public fundraising to catch a pedophile. How is this working?
Well, Hoosiers are very generous, and that's how this works. So Hoosiers are the deal. I'm going to put the link to that in the chat, I hope. Okay. So it should go out to YouTube, Facebook. I don't think it goes to Twitter, but if you're watching on YouTube, it goes to you. If you're watching on Facebook, on Forensic Foreplay, and hopefully that link.
Thank you, Adam, for clearing that up.
Yep. What did I say? Oh.
Usually a pedo felon isn't given a $5,000 bond. This is what has infuriated me.
Well, you saw that the prosecutor asked for a more bond, and it was refused. And then they also gave him $10,000 to get a special witness, and then he's just gone. And now his bond's vacated.
Wait a minute. that special witness, would that be the CEO and founder of Velocity,
Well, I don't know.
an intelligence firm, the former FBI agent Doug Kuhn, who's running an intel agency? I'm
Well,
sorry, y'all, but being married to an intel analyst myself, if you've got a former FBI agent that is now running his own cyber intel firm, I can damn bet you it's fucking dirty. That's like, let's just sit at the round table with Mike Flynn and just, yay, let's just get all the deets because I'm sure he's an honest guy. No, it is not. It's bull doo doo. You know, you
yeah, I think that our earlier little recap was by Miss Harvey. I don't know. Let me see if I can catch her name real
I
quick.
caught her.
Yeah, yeah. So no relation to our producer Adam Harvey, but there's definitely some people interested in this case, and I think we probably should go ahead and play one of Nikki's. Let's play Nikki's clip number 1, and I have more from her. I only have 2 clips up tonight of Nikki. Ton of information. Cares a lot about her town, and she served her country. So let's listen to number 1. And I think that'll spark a couple questions. And then we're going to listen to number 2. I know that's going to spark some questions. So here you go. Here's my little interview with Nikki. She's wonderful. All right. We have a guest tonight who is quite in tune with the Steve Sumner case up in Madison County near Anderson and Alexandria, Indiana. And I'm going to let her introduce herself and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nicole Schuyler Kapuscinski. I'm born and raised in Anderson, Indiana. So I served in the United States Army in 2007 to 2009. I was deployed in Baghdad, Iraq, and I'd come home early. I came home and I had a few years of not so good, dealing with trauma and trying to, acclimate back into society. And then once the VA started helping me, I started getting back on my feet, and I started doing things like activism and advocacy as like a hobby.
So what drew your attention to the Steve Sumner case?
After I did the Citizens for Pedophiles case, there were some other cases right around that time that became high profile. So I was advocating for one of the children in that. You know, you hear a story and it's like, oh, I wonder what that's like. Well, I related with these kids. Somebody reached out to me and asked me to pay attention because it was connected to the other case from, that I was doing for this little girl. So the little girl was now in her 20s and 30s and very grown, and she had kids of her own. And, so there was all these connections, and I started following it.
All right. So there you go. That's, and I hopefully we may get an interview with are you okay, Dee Dee? You got something in your eye?
I've got a fuzzy in my eye. I got a new set of contact lenses. So I'm still like getting used to them. So I'm taking my fingernail. Yeah, I'm digging it into my eye.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want to have a medical emergency on the show. But
no.
my eyeball fell out during the show. It was terrible. Okay, so she's talking about someone else in this thing, and I'm trying to get an interview with some more people to do this. And some people are reluctant to come out and say things, and I think some people are nervous. Some people are this and that. So hopefully, if we do this show again next week, we'll have some more people that'll do that. That'll come on. But it's very ironic that she was in that situation with that. So I'm going to go ahead and play clip number 2 because this will tell you a little bit more. As you worked with Steve on some things, did it start raising some red flags, and did it correlate with maybe some things you had worked on before?
Well, not so much him. Okay. It was I also do homeless outreach because I was hero to homeless to homeowner in 10 years as a veteran. Okay. So I came home. So I was a hero homeless to veterans. So once I got back on my feet, I do a lot of homeless outreach. And I came in contact with another local political name, and we were doing homeless outreach together. And I had just helped her unload like a trailer of stuff. And we got to talking, and she started talking about Sumner in a way that rose red flags for me. Don't know how deep that rabbit hole went with that woman, how much she knew. But when you call somebody your daddy, you know, like that's my daddy, and she's like an older woman, he's a younger man. It was just weird, like a married woman, and he's a married man, and I'm like, he's your daddy.
In your opinion, do you think there is more victims that are will come out of this?
Surprised me if there was more that come out later, and maybe it'll be because people are speaking out about it.
All right. More victims, and there are definitely some more victims. And I think this goes way back. As I say, I have some more.
She lost me at the word daddy. I'm like,
yeah, that would definitely, and she's older than, so there's definitely.
That's my pet name for my husband is I call him daddy. So I'm like,
But you're younger. I mean, you know, I guess so.
and he's older than me by 6 months and 9 days, y'all. Just clear.
It's still older. It's not, this one sounds like it's a lot older, but, so we got somebody ask in the comment, where could they see some past, here, let's put them up there. Where can I see past shows? And, you know, Sloan, you can see those.
We're all on YouTube.
We're on YouTube, but we also have, if you want to go to Do Something Indie, if you want to see the Suzanne Morphew, when I went on the search, you want to see that one. That one's one that will give you an idea of what we did out there and what was going on. And it's actually, you know, Andy Mormon gives you like we try to make it from, that was obviously before Dee Dee. That's been a couple years ago when we did that search. And then the forensic foreplay, you can go there. So what's that?
I did a show on that search.
Oh yeah. Okay. But
missing is when I reached out to you.
Yeah, I know. That was the start of it when all that happened. So
we started in April.
And then this case is a little bit tied together. They knew each other. Barry actually put trees in at his house, and he was buddies, and he studied Barry put in trees at Steve Sumner's house. And yeah, and he was he studied when the case was going on, which is pretty odd because Steve probably saw me on a couple of those interviews and things. So he's probably thinking, wait a second, this guy's coming after me. He's trying to find me. So, I mean, I hope that Sheriff Beeman's right. I hope that he can get caught. So, I mean, I don't know how hard it is to be on the run anymore. I mean, you know, it's like.
Well, with everybody having social media and there are cameras everywhere we turn, this is where he doesn't strike me as the survivalist type. You know, he doesn't strike me as like the Boy Scout to rough it. Like, he seems to be like the pampered pedo. You know, he's got to be holed up at someone's house.
He's going to be glamping instead of camping.
Right, he's going to be glamping.
So here is one of our. This is one of the people.
Once we get that poster out, if he's in Texas, I'm going to be really surprised. I'm going to be really surprised.
You know, they added a couple places to the list, and I could put that list up again if anybody wants to, you know, dig in on this. But this is Shelley Boggs Harvey. She's the one that gave us the summation of what's up, and I didn't put everything on there because there's some other people involved, and that's what we're wondering. Who's involved with helping this guy? Because he seems like he's just had a red carpet rolled out. And, oh, well, it's okay. You just go back to your business. We're going to pay you for 5 months till we get this sorted out. And, you know, this and that. But, you know, she says we're scratching the surface, and that's sad. I think it's a lot deeper than this. And I think it goes back farther. And if we can get some of these interviews of some folks that come forward, I think you'll really see how this is a generational thing. And it's just like a disease that spreads from family to family and down through.
Not just generational, but this has just been ongoing, and I think folks got comfortable with their positions. They thought, you know, you get that vibe that I'm untouchable. Nothing's going to happen to me. The law can't touch me. So it just keeps on going. It just keeps going and going and going. and it's just passed down from councilman to councilman and mayor to sheriff and so on and so forth. And everybody covers for everybody because they all got dirt on each other.
Yeah. So I go up to Wednesday. Mike Braun, Senator Braun, is running for governor, and he was up at the Perkins in Anderson. So I thought, well, I'm going to put my mouthwash shirt on. I'm going to go up there. I sat next to Catherine Callahan, who was our star on the show Tuesday night. And I'll tell you what, she's sparky. She doesn't take no stats from anybody. It is, we'll see. And so they're having a caucus for this position for the coroner to take over for the coroner on Monday. And I think it's pretty much loaded up. What the chairman will do is load up the precinct committee with his appointments and say, you vote for my person, and it ain't Catherine Callahan. But you never know. Somebody may come, they may say, you know what, we're tired of this chairman. And so today, our state chairman resigned. I don't think he's actually a precinct committee man in Madison County. I just want to say there's nothing to do with this. I think he's going to help the governor or the guy running for governor, Brad Chambers. He's going to help him on his campaign. So just timing is not so good for his announcement today, because it looks like, because I sent him messages about what was up here, and of course no response as usual, because I'm just a peon in the big wheel of life.
Well, same. But I think that folks also need to be reminded that the way things are going and people keep voting the way they do, it's not going to be too long before we will not be able to vote our way out. So please do your research and choose wisely.
So Jared asked,
our way out.
Yeah, Jared asked who resigned. Jared, that would be the GOP state party chairman. It's not the chairman there. That's Russ Willis, who is basically telling, you want to play that? I can play that if you want me to play it. I'll play the, this is from the Mouthwash show, and this is Catherine Callahan trying to get on the ballot for this caucus. And this is Russ, giving her the runaround. So just listen to this.
Freaking crooked.
Yeah, this is how Catherine is. So she records this guy talking, and he is at that meeting Wednesday when I was there. And I think some people were staring at me a little bit. They could have come up and talked to me.
Let them stare.
Yeah, well, I think you shine a light on some stuff. When you shine lights on cockroaches, they go under the baseboard. So, but you be the judge. You tell me who here is sounding who like they are. So here you go. Here's this secretly recorded conversation between Catherine Callahan and Russ Willis.
Hello.
Hi, Russ.
Yeah.
Hello, Russ. This is Catherine Callahan.
Uh-huh.
I'm just calling because I need to get you the paper for the caucus for the coroner.
Okay.
How do I go about doing that?
Well, we can connect somewhere.
Okay. I mean, my office is always open. I mean, it's open to the public, so you're welcome to come here. I'm more than happy to come to the county building. I mean, wherever you want me to bring it to you. I mean, I can do it this morning, which I'm happy to do that. I don't have patients until noon. So if you want me to just do it this morning, if you're in town, I can do that. Just tell me what you want to do, because I know it has to be to you within 72 hours of the caucus.
Right. Yeah. Right now, you cannot file that because your voter registration is pending, because you changed your voter registration. It goes into a 7-day pending. So you cannot file the paperwork until that voter registration pending time goes off.
All right. So there you go. There's only one problem with that.
I'm sorry, but Miss Catherine, you glow with amazing light and life and beautiful skin. And this MFer looks like a corpse. Is he dead? He looks like he's got 1 foot in the grave. And can you be any more freaking dry? Yeah. Oh, please.
Well, wait till you hear this. So there's more to the law. So Catherine finds out, this was in the morning of, I believe, Tuesday. She finds out later that afternoon that if you take your card down to voter registration, they will make you active right there on the spot. You don't have to wait the 7 days. The law says if you do.
So the way he was giving her the runaround, I'm sitting here like,
Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that in there anywhere, Dee Dee? Did you hear that? I didn't hear it either. I didn't hear it either.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
It's well, we played one of them. We might as well play the second one. So here you go. This is a little more. This will explain a little bit more to you.
Catherine, it's the law. Okay, I cannot accept your filing until your 7-day pending expires.
But you said it could go earlier than 7 days, correct?
No. Have you gotten the postcard confirmation?
Yes, I have got that.
Okay.
I got that. What day was that? Saturday?
Wow.
Yeah, Saturday. I got that Saturday.
Wow, U.S. mail finally performed.
Yeah, so I got that Saturday. That's why I thought I was okay.
No, well, they have to wait. The system has to wait to see if that postcard is returned, which then kicks it in that they throw it out because it's a bad address. So it's in the process, okay? But it can't happen until Friday.
All right, well, then we'll see what happens here.
Yeah. What was with your poke about me meeting Steve Sumner in Wyoming or Montana?
Well, he's in Montana. And so they just had a big thing of it, and they asked, does anybody know his whereabouts? And, I mean, they're pretty close together, so that's why it wasn't a poke. It was like, do you know where he's at? Because nobody seems to know where he's at. I mean, I would imagine that if, you know, somebody of my friend and I was close to them was somewhere and I'm out on a vacation, they would say, hey, do you know where this guy's at too? So I didn't look at it as a poke. I mean, that's a question. Like, you know, everybody's asking. So has anybody asked you? So I asked the question.
I wanted to reply back and say, you need to check your geography because, you know, Wyoming and Montana is not close to Texas because everything I've read said something about Texas.
His location. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? He just only gave away where he was.
I know it. For a guy that's not paying attention, he sure knew something, didn't he? That's all I've heard.
Freaking just gave it away. Did anybody catch it?
So there you go. That's and this guy now, the guy that resigned today was the state GOP party chair. This guy is the Madison County. So basically how this works, folks, is the county chair can control who gets on the ballot. What we have here in Indiana now is a 2 primary rule. You had to have voted in the last 2 primaries as a Republican to be able to run for anything, unless you get the county chair to write you a letter saying that, oh, you can run, which he's done for Democrats, for all sorts of other people. But Catherine, no, Catherine, we don't want your type in here. So this is, and this happens everywhere. I mean, this isn't just our guest on the show Tuesday, Charles Bookwalter, running for the 4th House District here in Indiana. He had the same thing done to him because I think he was deployed or, you know, sometimes you don't go vote for the primary, but, and it used to be 1 and 1 was good. Yeah. So
$100 that Russ Willis has my pillow.
So, yeah. There you go. Sean Smith. Sean Smith is this guy's a good dude. He's helping lead the charge up there, and Russ is a Kyle, and they're best friends. Sort of like, you know, all that. Well,
he did he not realize he just gave it away? Check your geography. He just totally. Oh my God.
You know, I sent him a message, and I didn't get anything back. And then I think when I said I was doing the show late Monday night, he says, because I was asking him about Steve Sumner. He says, well, I was really disappointed. Sometimes you just don't know who people are. And then I sent him a message about that I have this conversation recorded. Catherine recorded your conversation. Do you want to come on and do anything? And he says, I got nothing more to add. I want royalties though. Hey, I always do this. Raise your hand if you're getting paid on this show. Yeah.
You know what? No, we're not doing that. That crypt keeper has got another thing coming. We're not. No. Oh,
like the producer wants royalties. Yeah, right, Adam. You're gonna get
fucktard. See, Me and
So-
Catherine, we all sit at the same Girl Scout campfire circle where we don't give no fucks on whose feelings we hurt. This dude, and I'm gonna bet he's like beating around the bush and being shady about Steve Sumner, because I will bet you this dude has done some crappy shit in the past. Does he sit out like outside of Girl Scout meetings just waiting for fresh meat? Because that's the vibe I get from this freaking creeper.
Yeah,
Like,
I tell you, there was some solemn faces up there when Senator Braun was talking, and you just got a bad vibe about it. I got a vibe that, that people were not happy. They weren't, and I don't know if guilty is the right word, but they just,
Catherine, he's got.
but I did talk
I
to
knew
the
it.
auditor on the way out. He had his shirt on. I think his last name was Hunt, maybe, or something like that.
Hey,
And
John, is there any way that we can get Catherine my email? I would love to converse with her so we can bring some dirty deeds to the forefront. And I will take the blunt. I am not in y'all state. I will put that out there. Catherine, you're running for a spot. I know this motherfucker's got skeletons. You can hear it in his voice, and it's like they throw out a vibe. They have a whole vibe when you see dirty deeders, and it probably doesn't make any sense. What I said in the last show, that birds of a feather will stick together because they all have dirt on each other. They all doing nasty stuff.
well,
So
there's
one's gonna cover for the other to keep his own ass from getting slammed.
there's another name that keeps coming up. There's this
Thing.
the Lichen family. Their name keeps coming up, and I have not really put anything out there. I've seen it in just about every interview I've done, but in order to protect some people, if you start, it's like Dallas back. Remember J.R. Ewing? Don't be crossing no J.R. Ewing. He come after you. So
I was a baby when Dallas was on. My mama used to watch that, and I thought it was horribly boring.
it was the bomb back in the day. Everybody watched Dallas.
Chelsea used to watch like The Love Boat and Dynasty.
You don't even know what Love American Style. That was a classic, but that was even before that. Oh, that's when TV was TV. Girl, shut your mouth. That's
I was the baby.
yeah. You're sleeping during it, and then the Wild Wild West with
I'm a Zennial. I'm a baby Gen X. Like the last couple of years. So
we're getting some intel here about the Lycans were basically paying Steve, and he was asked, and they bought his properties, and that was previous to the plea for the $10,000 for the special witness. So that's sort of odd. You sell your property, you think you'd get enough money to buy a decent attorney. And then it sounds like to me the attorney wasn't getting paid, so he withdrew, and they drug this thing out, and then he goes into the wind. So it's a mess up there. It's a mess. I mean, this thing is intertwined with the politic. There's got to be more to this than just meets the eye. So as far as others involved in other things with all the stuff, and the Sound of Freedom's come out, and a lot of people have seen that, and I think people don't realize that this stuff goes right on under their noses and they don't know it. So hopefully people's awareness will raise up, and maybe we'll be able to get enough out there.
Got you an email.
What's that?
I went ahead and I shot Catherine an email.
I know you guys, I'll be off the show. You and Catherine will be running this thing pretty soon.
I am so sick of these disgusting pricks getting away with this. I am sick of it. I am done.
Yeah, this guy's basically, they gave him enough time to get out.
Think about it, ladies. He could be the crossing guard at an elementary school and nobody would ever freaking know. Think about it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. You don't know about this stuff. I mean, to me, it's like, he's had a 2 or 3 month head start to get gone and settled somewhere.
This quiet for a good bit before people started catching on. That's what's disgusting.
Yeah.
This is now federal. And the people that are covering for him are Republicans, okay? And the FBI, they don't like Republicans. So if these people think that the Federal Bureau of Investigation on the Obama regime is going to cover for some crooked Republicans out of Indiana, they're wrong. This would make their day. Maybe.
Here's one from your new friend Catherine. She says, "Oh, guess who caucused in for Sumner's seat?
Diana
Diana
Likens.
Likens."
Surprise me.
So they were at, like I said, they were at that meeting, but they didn't talk to me. I would have loved to get an interview with them to see what they thought, but maybe next time. Maybe next time.
So I have questions, those that are in the chat, because me and Adam did some digging today, and there is a witness of Mr. Sumner's that received a little bit of a chunk of change. Can anybody enlighten me? Before I go on, I just want to make sure I'm on the right track. I want to see it in the comments if people know who I'm talking about. Adam, don't say anything.
Oh, Adam can say something.
No, because he knows. He knows.
Oh, okay. We want to see outside sources. Okay.
I want him to lead. So let's just see if any of the folks in the chat can tell me who Sumner's witness was that received about 10 grand in taxpayer money. Coons. There we go. Mr. Sean. Would this be Doug Coons? And I'm just gonna do something here. And I can
dig, chop, chop, chop.
Can I post a link in the chat? Am I allowed to do that?
You can post it right in the chat. I think it should go to everything.
Because the Doug Coons, when I did my researching today, I thought surely it couldn't be former FBI agent Doug Coons, who runs his own cybersecurity firm.
Yep, you got it. You got it out there.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell y'all something. These former generals and former FBI agents that are running these intel cyber investigation firms, cybersecurity investigation firms, they are dirty as y'all.
Now don't get them coming after us now.
This is what we call, honestly, I would put it right up there with the deep state.
So hold on a second. So this Doug Coons is a guy that helped Steve Sumner. Is that what I'm getting?
So Sean Smith says, yes, it was Doug. He only received—
Well, I'll put him up there. I'll put it up there on the thing.
300. The rest of the 10,000 is sitting in a trust account with Sumner's attorney.
Okay, yeah, that might be in correlation
trust
with the $10,000 that was in trust to get the special witness, you know.
So if he's a special witness, where is his testimony?
I don't think it got that far. They've got more charges coming, and he didn't show up. So I think that well, not this one here. Madison County has its own swamp. I mean, wow. It's and I tell you, I don't think that. Well, I'm going crazy here. Oh, wait a second. That was a good one. I like our man. We got some true crimers in the chat tonight. We got some people that are getting it done here. So,
well, whenever you have someone that runs their own cybersecurity and investigation firm that's a former FBI agent, it'd be very easy just to swipe anything you need off the internet. So it would not surprise me one bit if Mr. DK was helping Mr. Sumner stay hid.
Well, couldn't he get him a whole new identification and everything? And
does anybody
witness protection?
Does anybody trust a former FBI agent, whether they're now or then, whether they're current or not? Do you really trust a Fed? I sure as hell don't.
I don't know if I trust anybody anymore. How about you, Dee Dee? I mean, I trust you.
Like dead rat.
I trust you and your husband, Josh. I trust you two people, and my wife. And Adam, I trust him. And all of our loyal viewers out here in the chat. I trust you folks too. You seem to be.
When I was—
you got my back, everybody.
On this fella, Mr. Coons, today, and I got on his intelligence website, and I was looking at him like, I bet my husband knows of this dude. I called him up at work and I rattled off a name. He goes, oh yeah, I know that dude. Y'all be very careful because they're everywhere.
So I had somebody complaining about my backdrop, so I put the moon up there. Todd Baldridge said my microphone's a lot better. You don't like the moon?
What I want a fancy backdrop, but I think I want it like
You got to get it. I'm supposed to go paint a green screen for somebody. I can do. Let's see what other one
I
here.
just want like a screen of sequins because y'all
Here.
I'm a housewife and I'm like a
How's
mom
that?
when it
That's
comes
Salida,
things.
Salida, Colorado. That's the town that Suzanne lived near. Salida.
Does this mean we're all getting mooned? I'm not doing no mooning, Adam. I don't want to get
You done been mooned. That was a good show back in the good song in the Streak. Look at that! Look at that! That's a good song too.
Yes, it was good. It was good.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, this has just been fun and dandy. I think we're running out of stuff here to talk about. Really. So, what we're going to need to continue this show for next week is we're going to need another guest. Although I still probably have enough of Nikki's interview that I could put some stuff together. And I do sort of apologize. I just sort of ran out of time to get everything together.
Well, if I can put it out there, everybody in the chat, go on to funny Kim. I will. Thank you.
Come on, Kim. Don't make Dee Dee mad.
Foreplay, I've got a wanted poster posted. Get it, download it, print it out, post it up.
Did you? You need to make that into a JPEG. You need to make that into a JPEG
It is a JPEG. It is posted in the comments.
Okay.
JPEG.
Because I couldn't share it. So, and then maybe we'll talk to the Lycans. Maybe I'll call them up and see if they want to give their 2 cents.
You know what? Let's have them as a guest.
All right. Well, we'll see. So, folks, pay attention to everything. We thank you for tuning in. The chat's been great tonight. And we will be back hopefully next week. If not next week, it may take a couple weeks, but I am working on some more interviews that I think you'll like. Hopefully they should be exclusive, and we'll play them. And I still have some of Nikki's stuff. So we'll see how this thing, and you never know, maybe we'll snag this guy. Maybe this Doug Coons will go get him because he knows where he is.
Get a copy of that poster, print it out, hand it out. You too, Kim. Since you're going to be a smart ass in the chat, print out that poster, do your homework.
What? Oh, you're still. Kim didn't say anything more, so.
She wouldn't. Chicken shit. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right, everybody. Hopefully we'll see you next week. We'll see how this goes. But we thank you for tuning in, and we may see you next Friday at 9 p.m. So
okay, peace out.
Say goodbye.